Okay, we have the chapter 18 database that consists of two different scenarios that are presented in the book. One is about the student and teachers, and the other is about the cars. Now we have done the three objects of the access part, that is the tables, queries, and the reports. The fourth is the form. A form is basically an interface between the table and the user to input the data. A form makes it very easy for the user, whoever it is, either it's a non IT person, it's a student, or it's a teacher, to make it very easy for them to input the data. When you just give it in the table, then it will be very difficult for them, as it is stated in the book. And here uh, we have to make a form, data entry form, for student data, to make it easier for students to enter their own data. Now these students, they can be about, for grade 6 students, they can be grade 7, grade 10. So we have to, so the form is basically the tool that does the same thing as entering the data inside the table, but its interface is much more user friendly, and it is according to the audience. That is the main purpose of the idea. Now here we have the we have already made the student form. I will show you again how to make it. We have the students table, student ID, forename, surname, the tutor initials for English tutor, math tutor, science tutor, year group. This was a field added after we imported the table, and the tutor, like a separate general tutor for the student. To create the form, you will go to the create tab, you will go to the simple form, or you can go to the form wizard. When you create the simple form, you have the table selected. You will, when you click on the form, it automatically does everything and gives you the labels and the text boxes. And basically it takes all the fields and create text boxes for each field with the field name as the label for that text box. I will show you the form wizard. You can have the form design also. I will show you that also. Form wizard is basically works as same as the query wizard or the report wizard. You will select the table. In this case, it is easier when you have to take the data from two different tables, but right now we have only one table to work in. So we have this, you can either select one by one. Right now I'm not going to select this year group and the tutor, because in basically in the start we don't have these fields. We will add them later, and I'll show you how to add existing fields into the table. Next, columnar, tabular, same as the datasheet. In the datasheet view, or the justified. This justified is useful when we have, like, if like university admission forms, they have huge collection of input data, so they have to use it like this. But right now we just use columnar. The name of the form can be, now generally it is um, suggested that you use FRM or any like form, full form of the FORM name, to in the start or at the end of the name of the form, to identify it from the other objects. Like here it should be TBL students, TBL tables, TBL teachers, query, like it should the name should identify the type of the object of the access. So right now I'm going to use, as already I have students, so I'm going to use FRM students, or you can have students form or something like that, because the title will be the at the top title of the form, students form. Open the form to viewer, enter information, or modify the form design. Both you can select. Of course you can go later to the design form. Now here is the same uh, layout, just like the reports we have been working on, so it will should be very easy for you. This is the title. You can, let's just uh, increase, you can change the, now of course you should not waste your time during the exam, but you should know how to do all this if required. This is the black, the background shouldn't be blue, it should be, you can see when you click here, I'm clicking here, you can see this is the property sheet for the form header. This is the form header. Name is form header, visible, yes. Height, back color. Now this is, you can change it to any other that you like. This is very useful because when you are making specifically for different type of audience and for different organization or companies, then you have to use the same color scheme that they are using for their all their stationery or everything. Then we have the detail part. Again, visible, height, background colors, something that you want to change or not change, is up to you. Now here is something that I would like to change. I will select them all and reduce the width as it is not much needed as they have provided us, or I'm going to reduce the height also. Okay, I'm going to change the, now all this is have to be taken care of because like the task says that you have to make the data entry form that enables the students to enter their own data. Now if you give this to any student, for example, they will not know what is F names, maybe they don't know. Most of them will know, most of them will not know. So like English, maths, what is this English, maths, science? Even if you have made a database and you give it to me to enter the data, then I won't know what I have to do here. So student ID, or you can write full questions also. What is your first name? Student first name, or you can just write first name. Then we have last name. Mostly we use last name for name. English tutor, as we have the initials in this field, so we will write initials or code or whatever you want to write. Maths tutor initials. Now this you have to do in case that your form has to be done by a specific audience, so you have to take care of that audience. If it is a like a simple admin personnel, then I think you can leave it, but still change the name of the fields of the labels so that it's easier to understand what they have to do in the specific text box. So I'm going to reduce this, all this. Then we have the form footer. You want to, mostly you, of course you will be asked to enter your name and everything. We have the same tools available in the form design as in the report, so it should be easy. We have a text box, we have a label, we have a button. You want not be asked to use the buttons here. For the name, if you are asked to enter your name in your form footer or header, would be here, so you can use a label to write your name, candidate number, and center number. And I will recommend that you change all this to black color because you will be printing in monochrome, so it should be visible. Or here you can have date and time also. Include date, include time. I don't want to include time, I just want the date. Where did it go? Here. So you can move it to your footer here. Is equal to date, of course, you know this is the date function. This gives you the system date, so make sure your system date is correct. Now here I left the two fields. Okay, first of all I want to show you that this detail, there is something called a data here form. Basically this form is not directly available in by clicking here. You have to select it from here. Autoread, all this is the labels, the text boxes, the different parts of the form are properties of the forms are available here. Now I want to see the form. Caption, students form, default view, a single form, or these are different. You can see continuous forms, data sheets, whatever, but we are just using single forms. Now here is the data record source. Where is the source of the records coming from? You can see when you click on the arrow, So all the queries and the tables are available. You can change the record source here. In case you select a different table when you are making the form, so you can simply change it from here. So don't go into the other properties. You can have in the form, like if you have if you need the fields from two different tables, then you can make a query and select the query here. Now you can see all the queries are also available here. Okay, so this is called a bound form. A bound means this form is bound to the table students. This student ID is bound to the uh, this field, student ID field. So whenever you enter something here, it will go and be saved into a new record in this field. You can see the properties of this student ID. Control source is the student ID. Okay, this is the list of all the fields available in the student table, because we selected in the form we selected the record source, that is the table students, and each text box or the label can correspond to a specific field. Okay, we can have the validation also here, validation rule. You can have the validation text, but we always use it in the table, so we don't need it right now. We don't need it over here. Now for example, I accidentally delete this uh, field. What can I do about this? In the design, you have the option of add existing fields. Insert a field into this view based on an existing field. So existing field list for available for this list, I deleted the science. You can double click on it and then insert it again. Okay, now here I left the year group and the tutor. I can simply again put it like this. Now this is in case like in your book it was like first make the table that did not contain the tutor and the year group, then make the form, and then insert new fields into existing forms. So if you have to insert new fields into existing forms, you have to first insert them into the design view of the table itself. When they are created in the table, then you can put it in the form. On the form there um, are only some cases where, for example, there are some calculations that don't need to be in accordance with the table, but mostly all the text boxes should be corresponding to some field in the table. Now for the year group, we have school year between 7 and 11. We have this number either 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 5 options. So we can use the option box. I will show you two types of options here. Design. Either you can use an option box or you can use a combo box. A combo is like a drop down list. So I want the combo box to get the values from another table or query, or I will type in. This depends on your scenario. If you already have a table or another query that you can get the values from, then you can use that. I will type in the values that I want. So again, this is the same, year 7. We have year 8, or you can simply write 9, 10 and 11. Number of columns 1. Store that value in this field, whatever value you want to select in the combo box. Where should it go? Should it be saved somewhere, or just remember that value for something else? So for now I want this value to be in our year group. So I need to remove this, because in our field only the numbers can be stored. I'm going to decrease this height also, width. Store that value in this field, year group. What label would you want? Year group. Finish. So you can see, okay, the access got stuck and I recorded, and at that time the voice did not record for the next 15-20 minutes, so I'm making it again. So I'll make it quick this time. We were making the option the combo boxes. the combo list or the list box or the drop down list for the year group. It is not in your book, but still I want you to make sure that you never know what happens in the exam. So this is the combo box. When you enter the combo box, there are different options to get the values in the combo box. For now, I will type in the values that I want, and then I'm going to use 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Next, store that value in the field that is the year group. As I told you, a form is a bound object. This form is bound to the table, students. Every control should be bound with a specific field. So this field, this control that we are adding, the combo box, it should be bound to the year group. Whatever value we select in the combo box, it should go into the year group field. So now what label would you want? I want year group list. Finish. So now let's see how does it work. Save it first and then go to the form view. Now you can see right now I have all this. Okay, this is the student number 11, 7. Next, 8. Student number 13, 9. Student number 14, 10, and so on. So you can go to the table and you can see 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are the student number 11, 12. These are the selections that we did in the form. So this is how you do the combo box or the drop down list. A simple list is something different, which I'm not going to show right now, so don't worry, but it is something different. Design view. In your book you are supposed to make the option group or the option buttons or the radio buttons for this field. For the options, it's like this is the radio button that you must have used somewhere online or any other online form. This lets you select only one value at a time. And a circular button, it generally means indicates that only one value can be selected. But how does the access know that out of, like for example, I have two groups, a gender group and a year group. So those are different three. I have to select male or female, and I have to select different years. So I will make two groups for that. Whatever option buttons are available inside one group, it makes the access indicates to access that only one value from this group can be selected. So first you have to make the group, otherwise um, your options will not work. An option group contains a set of option buttons, check boxes or toggle buttons. You can choose only one option. So I will select year. Now here I am deliberately writing year 9, year 10, whatever. Just try to write 11 because these are the labels only. This is not the value that will go in the field. So this is just to show you. The default choice is year 7 or whatever you want a default choice or not. Now click in an option in an option group sets the value of the option group to the value of the selected option, meaning if I select year 7, my value should be 7, or what should it be? Right now they are giving me 1, which I don't want, because year 7 should give me 7, 8 should give me 8, year 9 should give me 9. If I select 10, it should give me. Now these values are the ones that will go into the table and be stored there. Okay, so this is important. Maybe your table requires 1 to 3 values. Like for example, in university there is freshman, there is junior or senior or whatever, they have sophomore. The, these can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can write like freshman, sophomore, junior, and the senior levels here. Or you can write simple. You can indicate F, S, J, and S of senior, SN, whatever you want to write. So labels are just the labels. They are not giving you any values, but there's the corresponding value should be according to the table field data type. In our field of year group, the data type is number, and we want only 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 values to be stored in there. So these values should be corresponding to that data type. Next, where what do you want to do with the value of the selected option? Do you want to save it for the later use, or you want to store the value in a specific field? I want to store it in the year group, so I will select it like here. So make sure that you are selecting the proper field here. Next, what type of controls? I will leave it as it is. Option buttons, that is the most generally um, op option you should select, because the option buttons are the ones that indicate, basically it's our understanding that options only one can be selected. The check boxes you can select multiple. Toggle is more like an on off switch, so it's something different. Next, what caption do you want? I will use year group options. I'm going to arrange it a little bit. I'm going to take it smaller so that it doesn't take too much space on my form. Save it, then go to the form view. Now here you can see that both this group list and the group options, they are corresponding to the same field, that is the year group field. So they will both work at the same time. If I change it to year 9, this will change, it should change 11, 10. Okay, pretty cool, huh? Then you can, I will go to there was one student, Cooper. Okay, I can change it to 9, or you can change it from here and it will be changed here. Okay, so this is how your option groups work. This is how your combo box works. Now the record navigation, you can easily see this is the bar that navigates through the records. This is the first record. 1 of 180. This indicates which record we have. If you want to go to record number 100, 110 for example, it will take you to 110 record. Go to the next one, previous one, last one, and add a new blank record. Okay, you can see, I hope that this is fine. I don't know the actual initials of the teachers, so I will just write like this. 7, instead of 7 I'm going to write 10. Okay, and when you just go to previous or the next or like that, it will automatically save everything here. So we have record 189. You can go to the students, you will go to the last one. You can see uh, no, I think it, what is the record that we added? Okay, let's see. This is it, G34567. It should be okay. We will close and open it again. Let's see what happens. Yeah, 189. It was 188. Yeah, we have to close it and open it again. So you can see the last record came here, G34567. This is the one that we added ourselves. Then we have the search. Maybe a student comes and asks you, then you can to search for their record or something like that. There's no Justin here. We have, yeah, Julie. Okay, wherever it finds that record, it will take you, okay, to that record. So this is the record navigation. This is the option box. This is the combo box. These are the controls. You can add your name and your, I'll go to the design view. I think it was not added here. Yeah, in the form footer you will be asked, footer or the header, of course, you will be asked to enter your name, your candidate details and everything. So you will use labels to enter that information, candidate number and center number. If you need to add the date, you can find the date here, date and time. Include date, I don't want to include the time, and they add it at the top. I just for example, on the right, it is supposed to be on the right margin, on the right in the footer, so you can add it. And I always recommend that you change all the text to black, because we'll already be printing in the monochrome, in the grayscale, so it will be very light. I will select all this and change it to black also. So this is your, let's see, the form view. When you print it, this will be printed with it. You can see the print preview. This is your print preview, and of course that this is the details of the form. I will go to the design view, and let's see what does our print preview gives. Again, this is our preview. Okay, or I think you will be asked to take a screenshot, or whatever you are asked, take a screenshot and put it in your evidence document, so make it according to that. So now I hope it was recorded before. This is the form header, the detail, the form footer. These are the different parts of the form design. In the form header, of course, you have the title and everything. Details is contains the records details. Form footer may contain your name and your date or whatever. Uh, if you, I just want to revise this, that when you, this is the property sheet, you have the different options, the all the labels, all the controls, or the parts of the form are available here. Go to the form and then see the record source. Where is the source of the records coming from? This is our students table. You can select different tables here, but you should know how this works. This form is bound to the students table. For example, if I change this, select this s student underscore f name, the name is this, the control source is the name of the field. So whatever you do, do not ever change this. Do not change this. When you change this, a green sign or warning, this triangle will appear at the top left corner, which indicates that this control is not bound to any field. It cannot find this field. Okay, no such field in the field list. Invalid control property, it cannot find this field, so you can change it to the one available, that is the underscore f name. So this green indication means that this control is not bound. Like this name, candidate number, we don't need it to be bound to anything, so it is fine over here. Okay, uh, new unassociated label, it is fine for us, so leave it like that. So just in case, if in any text box especially, your if it doesn't contain any formula, then if your form says that there is unbound, so you have to select, check the control source of that text box. Okay, hope everything is clear now. So best of luck for your exams.